Hi students. Let's complete what we started last week. Last week we started with Unit 6. Now we are going to complete, but let's just revise what we stopped at. We had the last thing that we took was the pronunciation lesson. So we have the pronunciation. As we said, there are many things that you can apply together at the same time. We started with the letter R, we had the ED, and then consonant clusters, we had the linking vowels, we had to, and at the end we completed our previous lesson with how to add a tone into your speaking, and specifically this tone, which we call intonation, was connected to tag questions. So the tag questions that we have here, we said either you can, of course we have here, there is fluency, you can also really connect and link your words together. The tag questions, as we said, they can have a rising intonation or a falling intonation. Now we said the rising intonation is when you are asking a question and actually you are asking, you need the information. But if it is a falling intonation, it is something that you are mostly sure about, but you are just making sure, or you just want someone to assure or reply. So we have here the exercise in the book, which is page number 87. Now I asked you to revise, and you can go back to the AIM platform and listen to the original text that we have here, so you can have many options to listen to. Now we are going to just apply our exercises here and just revise the answers. So the first one, this time I'm going to read it. We have, so this means that experienced drivers have better reflexes. Before I complete, do you remember when I just gave you the waving hand method and how either to raise your hand or to lower your hand if it's rising or falling? So we have here, just to also catch up on what we did, we have here, so this means that experienced drivers have better reflexes, doesn't it? Now we said here that the intonation is different. Observe, doesn't it is different from doesn't it. Doesn't it, which means that I am asking a question, so which means that we have here a rising intonation. The second one, we have the second, so then it seems neither group has a total advantage in such cases, don't they? We have here, don't they, is different from don't they. So we have here, this one is going to be a falling intonation. That's true, isn't it? Also, we have here, number 4. That's a bit unfair for a new driver, isn't it? We have here, this time it was a rising intonation. And the last one, so each group is the better driver in their own way, aren't they? Here we have a falling intonation. So this is what we took in our pronunciation lesson. And if you notice that the content of the listening lesson was all about driving. The content, I want you just to concentrate on the word content that we have here. Now what does it mean? The content of the listening lesson was all about driving. And from the content in the listening lesson, we had our pronunciation examples. So we are going to concentrate on the word content, which is actually in our exercise in the next lesson, which is the vocabulary building lesson. Now here in this lesson, as usual, we have here, we are going to give the meaning of new vocabulary from pictures and examples. We are going to establish the meaning of new vocabulary in relation to definitions. Answer questions and state the definitions. Form sentences using the new vocabulary. So we're going to see what we have. Now on in your books, we have here page number 87. You will see these words in the reading on pages 88 and 89. Match the words with their meanings. So as we said, these are the words that we have. Let's just read the words. The first one is content, as we took. The second one, try to read it. We have the second one. Convey. And then we have here, you can divide it a little bit. Feminine. So when you divide it, it can be feminine. No. Okay, so we have, how do you pronounce it? Feminine. Feminine. And then intimate. Also, it can be divided, intimate, but no, we have here the pronunciation intimate. Literal. There's a ch sound. Literal. Also the same thing, we do not say masculine, we have here masculine, like feminine. Species, the sh sound. So literal has the ch, and species has the sh sound. And we have here the last one is easy, it's the same as it is pronounced and written. We have here the word witness. So these are the words. Let's see the meanings. Of or relating to women or girls. Okay, so if you know something of the words, you can start matching. B, observe an incident. Observe from the word observe. When we say observe this example, watch. Emotionally close. Subject matter, subject, and you know that subject has different meanings. Communicate by statement or suggestion. So there is a communication here. Communicate by statement or suggestion. F, category or type of living thing. Living things. There are a lot of living things. We are living. Animals are living. Plants are living. G, concerned with facts only. Facts, information. And H, of or relating to men or boys. So we have here actually A and H are close to each other. Okay, we're going to see. Now, as usual, we have here to read the meaning and try to relate. This is what we just did. We read the meanings, and you can just relate to some of the words if you know them. If you do not, it's okay. We're going to work on it. We will go through the meaning in the context. You can also ask a classmate and discuss together if you wish. And at the end, we have here to get hints from pictures, synonyms, antonyms, and explanations. So actually, we're going to do the parts with the pictures and explanation. The synonyms and the antonyms, I will leave them for the revision in the next lesson, inshallah. Yes. Now, we said, since we are still talking about roads and driving and cars, let's just stay in the mood. I'm going to give you the examples and relate using the technique that I use sometimes, which is all in one. So you can have the basic idea, it's all related to one idea, and all the words we're going to apply them. Now, as we said before, we have here the content of the listening lesson was all about driving. So we have here the word content. It can be something written, it can be something read. So the content, when we listen to the interview, the discussion in the listening, the content was about driving. Now you can read something and know that this is the content. It is about also some specific topic. You are speaking or writing, you are delivering the content. So what is the content here? The content, this is something that we have here. We have the content. So we're going to just look at the meanings that we have. Of course, A and H, we're going to take them away because there's nothing related to men or women. Observe an incident, there is nothing observing here. Emotionally close, something related to emotions, I don't think so, there's nothing here. Subject matter, maybe, subject. Communicate by statement or suggestion, not very far, it's maybe. Category or type of living thing, no, living things, take it out. And we have here G, concerned with facts only. So there are three options that I can think about. We have here D, E, and G. Now, going back to the word content, we said that this is the content. This is what I'm talking about. Now, like in each subject you are studying, there is a content. The content in the English syllabus or in the English book is different from the physics, different from history, different from geography. So each one has a different content. And actually, I gave you a closer example when I said that each subject has a different content. So we can relate the word subject with the word content. And we have here, yes, content is the subject matter. What is the subject about? After that, we have here, I'm interested in cars and driving very much. I help spread messages on social media which convey driving matters or instructions. So when you love something or when you like and interested in something very much, you start to look and also you start to tell other people about it. So you have a kind of message. Now, sometimes we use platforms like social media to spread things which convey what we have. Now, when I use my social media to convey my message, I'm actually moving my message from me to the people that I want. Now, we have here the word convey is close to what you can see in the pictures. Now, like these boxes, they are conveyed. We have here, we can convey the boxes from one place to another. When you order something, the order here, the delivery is conveyed. We have here, we convey orders and deliveries by using different ways like applications, delivery boys, and so on. So we have here the word convey. We know now that it can be used either for abstract meanings or things that we actually are moving from one place to another. It can be my meaning, the thing that I want to deliver to other people, what I believe in, what I am interested in. So let's go back to the meanings. Okay, why not? There's another example here. We have here also quotations. And with quotations, we have here the real talk phrases that we use. Now, in the real talk part that we take in the conversation, you know now that these phrases, they are not literally the same meaning. They convey another meaning to the other person. Like when I say that you and I are on the same wavelength, it's different. I do not mean that we are on really a wave, but it means that I agree with you. When I say that I save my money for a rainy day, it doesn't mean that I'm actually waiting for a rainy day, but it conveys another meaning. So here, convey is the meaning that I want to give to you. So when we go back to the meanings, we're going to take out D, and of course A and H, as usual, is out of the part, also with F, because they are talking about living things, women, men, girls, boys. It's very far from what we just discussed. We have here B, observe an incident, also observing. Emotionally close is not close. We have here D, we're done with it. E, communicate by statement or suggestion. So when I say that I am using my social media, or when I want to deliver from me to you, there is a kind of communication, which means that yes, we have here convey can be E, which is communicate by statement or suggestion. After that, we have, since I love my car, I take really good care of it. When it comes to my car, I feel very intimate. So here, when I say that I love my car, it's something that is natural. A lot of people, they love things that they have. I can love my car. A baby can love his or her blanket. I love my jacket. So here, when you love something, it doesn't have to be another person, even though we love our families, we love our friends, but also we can love other things. So the feeling that I feel that I am intimate to my car, it is something that can be natural because, yes, I do care about the thing that I have. So we have here the word intimate. We can immediately, when I say that I love it, we can relate immediately to, we have here C, which means emotionally close. Something that is close to me, something that I have emotions for it or a person. I feel intimate in the literal sense of the word. I mean that I love my car and care about everything concerning it. So when I say that I feel intimate, it means that I really care about my car. I love it. I take care of it. I take it all the time to just to inspect and see if there's something wrong with it. So we have here, there is a literal meaning here in it. And before I said that when I convey messages or when we use the real talk here, there is another literal meaning. Okay, so we have here, there's a meaning, sorry, that is not literal. So here, let's just look at the word literal. You can see that it is related to letters. So literal here means that it is the exact thing or it goes to the point. So when we see the meanings that we have here, now we are done with D, E, and C. You can also see that it is very far from A, F, and H, which leaves us with, we can say, since I'm talking about something specifically, about the meaning here, it means that I want the fact. So I can say that we have here, literal means concerned with facts only. I am very careful because every day we witness accidents all over the world. So since we are done with the word literal here, now we're going to move and see other things. Now we have here literally, I am interested in cars and roads. This is a fact that I'm giving to you. That's why I am very careful because every day we witness accidents all over the world. Sometimes, yes, we do witness these things, but just to put in mind that witness here, it doesn't have to be something bad or negative. We witness a lot of accomplishments and achievements that happen. But here we have our example related to the roads and cars that we are still talking about. So we have here witness. This guy is a witness, which means when you go back here, we witness everyday accidents. We witness is a verb. And also I can say that this guy here, he is a witness who of course is someone who saw something and can tell someone else. So we have here the word witness here can be either a verb or it can be a noun. And in either ways, we have here witness is, we can see directly that it is connected or related to, yes, B. Observe an incident. Observe, we saw something, an incident, it can be something positive or negative. Okay, so we have here, we observed it. It can be used as a noun or as a verb. Yes. Now, since we have our unit is about the gender divide in general, it's a good idea also to just relate to the basic topic of our unit. And we have here the gender divide. We are talking about males and females in general. We have here also in cars, and when you go to buy a car, for example, there is a difference between genders when they choose the cars that they want. Now, this is a main idea. It's not something that is, it is not a fact. But the idea says when I go and choose a car that I want to buy, now this car depends on what do I prefer. Now each gender prefers different things or different types. So mainly as a female, for example, they would choose the pink car, and the other gender, which is the male gender or the man, would choose the black car. So we have here two choices. The choice can be either masculine or it can be also feminine. So instead of just saying that this is a woman's choice or a man's choice, in general, as a gender type, we are saying that something is masculine and something is feminine. So this takes us back to our two meanings that we are talking about. We have here the word, first one, A, of or relating to women or girls is going to be, of course, we have here A with number 3, feminine. And H, which is relating to men or boys, is going to be with 6, which is masculine. Which leaves us with the last word, species here. Now, species is going to be, of course, with category or type of living thing. So we have here living things. We said that humans are species, we are living things. Animals here, they can be different types. Now we have here mammals, we have also insects, we have fish and birds. These are different species or different types, as we said. Now they can be more. It doesn't have to be just these 4 types or 5 types. So there are different types that scientists are interested in studying about. Going back to our exercise, just to make sure that we are okay with all the answers, we have A is feminine, relating to women or girls. D, content, which is the subject matter. G, literal, which is concerned with facts only. Species with F, which is a living thing. C, intimate, we have here emotionally close. B, witness, to observe an incident. E, convey, which is to communicate by statement or suggestion. And H, masculine, relating to men or boys. Now this is the exercise that we have here in the book on your page. Now in the next lesson, inshallah, as a revision, we will inshallah revise the exercise, but more, I'm going to give you the word again to revise, and we have the classification, so be ready. What is it? Like, for example, witness, we said it can be a noun and a verb at the same time. What does it relate to? A person, an animal, a thing. And we have here close to. I'm going to give you some synonyms or antonyms as a revision. And of course, we have here related words. They can be also given as examples or something that you can relate. But the basic relation that you are going to do is what do you relate to? So here, we have here always relate and connect to examples as usual. Now, this is how I advise you. I related my words in the lesson to the idea of driving and roads in general or cars, because we were talking about it. But that doesn't mean that it does have to connect to this idea. Now you can use other examples. For example, perfumes. You can select feminine or masculine perfumes. Movies, they sometimes, or some clips, they convey meanings they want to deliver to the viewer. I. It is connected to which word? We can say to, there is actually, we can say there is an eyewitness, direct witnessing, so to something. And also here we can see that there are some scientists we have here studying that is related to species. So these are 4 examples. They are totally different. They are not related to cars or to driving. So we have here, basically, there are a lot of examples that you can give, but it is a good idea to just relate and to stick to some of the examples that you think about or quotations that you thought about, just to remember the word. Also, inshallah, in the next lesson, we are going to take our reading lesson on page number 88 and 89. Now, there is a main question I want you to think about. We have here, in what ways do you think men and women communicate differently? This is actually a question that you have in the book. At the end, our lesson, we had our knowledge part, which is to recall words that we know and also recognize them and relate to definitions. And then we went to the part of the comprehension, which is to understand from the pictures, understand from examples that we have, and connect with other words. Also, we have here the evaluation. We connected to our definitions and relate the new vocabulary to personal experiences, like when I told you about the perfumes, the movies, some incident that you witnessed and so on. It can be something personal. So this is something that we have in our lesson. We are going to also complete and relate them to the next lesson, inshallah, which is our reading lesson.